Hi everyone, welcome to my fifth video, and I hope you are all doing very well today. So today we will talk about why do businesses fail? Secondly, we will study the concept of an entrepreneur, and lastly, we will look at the risks and reward of an entrepreneur. All right? So let's start. Okay, why do businesses fail? Have you ever taken note that new business startups, they tend to fail during the first few years of their trading? Now, have you ever wondered why is that so? Firstly, it's because in most cases the owners do not have much experience about managing their business. They lack the experience to manage their organization. You know, many owners, although they possess the knowledge and know how of making a particular product, their unique product or their business idea, they, however, lack the skills to manage and run their business. They are not experienced enough. An example of this could be maybe or most probably the owner does not know how to treat customers, he or she does not have a knowledge of customer care, or maybe the owner does not know how to manage the finance or the cash flow of his or her business. Now, these are detrimental to any business. All right? Secondly, this is about market power. New businesses, they lack market power. That is, they do not have much market power. Let's take examples to demonstrate the lack of market power. For instance, the suppliers of new and small businesses most of the time demand advance payment from the small businesses, or the suppliers may be reluctant to offer credit to the small businesses. Now, this may impact negatively on the cash flow of the small business. All right? Another example showing a lack of market power is, let's say for instance, the small business is a small supplier to a massive supermarket. All right, now here the supermarket, which is the buyer to the small supplier's products, has so much market power over the small supplier. So now the supermarket may demand lower prices and may take so much time to pay. The supermarket may pay very slowly. Again, here, this impacts adversely on the cash flow of the small supplier, that is, the small business. All right? So, the two main reasons of the failure behind small businesses are lack of experience and lack of market power. Now, other reasons also include a lack of government support, inadequate access to finance, or maybe the small business has stopped providing good value for money vis-a-vis its rivals or competitors. Right. I have a good example of an economy where the failure rate of business startups is very high. The example of that economy is the South African economy. All right, South Africa, where the small business failure rate is as high as 63% in the first 2 years of trading. So remember, South Africa. All right? Okay. Now it's time to move on to our second section of this video, the role of an entrepreneur. Now, who is an entrepreneur? I have a simple definition for this. An entrepreneur is simply someone who is willing to take the risks to start a new business or a new project or a new venture. All right? Now, the skills required to set up a new business or a new venture is known as enterprise. All right? There is an important term, a very distinct term in entrepreneurship, and it is that of serial entrepreneur. Now, can you guess who a serial entrepreneur is? Have you ever come across a serial entrepreneur? Well, a serial entrepreneur is simply an entrepreneur who has many business ideas and who sets up many businesses during his career. All right? Now, let's move on to look at the characteristics of an entrepreneur. Now, entrepreneurs, they innovate a lot. They have to innovate in order to survive in the short term and to be profitable in the long term. All right? They bring about much change and they are very important to the growth of any economy. All right? Now, let's move on to the third section of this video, which is about the risk and reward of entrepreneur. Now, let's start with risks. You know, any entrepreneur undertake risks. All right? They take on very risky business ventures. And in return for that, they expect rewards. All right? So their motivation behind undertaking risky business ventures is the expectation of a bigger reward. All right? Now, entrepreneurs invest their time, their effort, their money or their funds into a new business venture which may or may not work. This is how the risk arises. All right. Now, there are two types of risks. Firstly, internal risks. Secondly, external risks. Now, an example of an internal risk could be that maybe an entrepreneur does not possess good knowledge of the market and hence makes the wrong pricing decisions. Or maybe the entrepreneur possesses a poor judgment of people and hence employs the wrong people. Again, these are detrimental to any organization. Such decisions impact negatively on organizations. Right, let's move on to external risks. An example of an external risk could be changes in the economy. For instance, an overall change in income will impact upon demand. So if income of the population is decreasing, this will lead to a decrease in demand. And if the entrepreneur is producing a product, a new product, whose demand suddenly decreases, then there will be reduced sales or no sales. Then what will the entrepreneur do? So this is the risky part of being an entrepreneur. All right? Now, let's move on to the last section of this video, which is about rewards. Now, there are many examples of rewards. Let's take a few. An example of a reward to an entrepreneur could be the sense of self-satisfaction, the sense of self-fulfillment, which the entrepreneur feels when he looks back at the new business idea he or she started and how successful it became over time. So there is this self-satisfaction or self-actualization, all right? Other entrepreneurs, they may be motivated by monetary rewards, that is rewards which are in monetary terms, so maybe financial gains or simply money, all right? Now, I have an example of an entrepreneur which both you guys and I are using right now, and that example is of YouTube, all right? So basically, YouTube was started by three friends. I don't know if you know about the story of YouTube. So YouTube was started by three friends, and they set up YouTube with the possibilities of uploading films, uploading movies, music, or people uploading their own videos, which I am doing right now. So, and then this business idea was such a success, and it is so profitable that after 2 years of trading, the three friends sold YouTube to Google for $1.65 billion. All right. So again, here, this is an example of an entrepreneur, but of also a monetary reward. All right. So with this, we come to the end of my video. All right. So let me quickly summarize what we touched upon in today's video. So we looked at the reasons behind small businesses failure. We then looked at the role of an entrepreneur, and lastly we studied the risks and rewards of entrepreneurship. All right. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my video today, and I am looking forward to my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.